Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor at the Tenkar's Tavern blog. We've got news. This released last night. There was a live stream with Troll Lord Games and Luke Gygax on the Gary Con YouTube channel. I will include a link so you can listen to the whole live stream. I believe it's just over an hour, about an hour and 10 minutes. So, what did they discuss? Well, here's the skinny. We all know that when Gary Gygax passed at the end of 2008, Gil Gygax basically, essentially, he revoked all the licenses that were out there, especially with Troll Lord Games, to produce licensed work of Gary's. Now, the reasoning why we can ponder, we we can assume, we can make guesses, but the reality is the only thing you need to know is 2008 the licenses got revoked. No more Legendary Adventures, no more Castle Zagyg. It was done. No more World Builder series. It was done. Now, maybe Gail thought that by holding on to the IP for a few years and not releasing it, it would gain in value. It is now 15 years later. And what has happened is that a will was revealed that was then brought to probate court. This has been an ongoing thing in the local county court in Wisconsin for Lake Geneva, where Gary lived. And Gail had established control over Gary's IP and fiscal collection with the Gary Gygax revocable trust. Well, now, due to the trial, due to the court's ruling, the estate itself, there was an attorney appointed for the estate itself, essentially what was this trust, needs to raise money for court costs. And in doing so, there's an auction on eBay for a lot of Gary's original collection. I think about 250 pieces or 250 lots have gone up on auction. I don't have a link for that, but I believe Paul Stormberg is running that. That was with court's authority, and it's to pay the trust expenses. Doesn't go to Gail, doesn't go to the kids. It pays the trust expenses. But if there's leftover monies after paying the trust expenses, it stays in the trust, and when the trust gets awarded, that's where it will go. The kids seem pretty positive in their thoughts that it's going to be ruled in their favor. Certainly looks that way since it's no longer solely in Gail's control. Now, what's going on in the Troll Lord Gary Con video? Well, they make an announcement, and I think it's an amazing announcement because I am a fan of Castle Zagyg. I think many of us old schoolers are, but this is a chance now to get it into other hands. Now, if you're somebody who's holding on to your Castle Zagyg stuff with the idea that it was going to pay for your retirement, it might start losing some value now because uh, Yggsburgh is going to be the first release, and then there will be likely other releases. This is kind of like testing the water. The water is being tested. See if this is viable. Joe Block has a good video up on this. I will give you link to Joe Block's video. Um, if this is viable, if the trustees sees that there is money to be had, then money will be had. So let's go to the video for a bit.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm Luke Gygax. Thank you for joining us on the GaryCon YouTube channel, which we switched over to recently. By the way, on Sundays, we have streaming going on here. I think coming up this Sunday at, oh boy, I can't remember the time. I just probably remember that. I think it's like around 1 p.m. Anyways, I'll have to figure that out. My wife will beat me. My wife and daughter are playing in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign in the world of Okram, along with two of our friends, Alicia Marie,
As an aside, that is Luke's creation. That's his private little world.
And a guy you may have heard of, Keith Baker. He made a thing called Eberron. I'm not may have heard of that one. So they're all so they're all playing D&D right here on the GaryCon YouTube. But that's not why we're here today. We're here to talk about something that really is at the root of GaryCon. It's the works of my dad, Gary Gygax. We have a really exciting announcement. After many years of working towards this objective, we have been given permission to republish some of his works, and available right now, as in today, just now, you can pre-order Yggsburgh, which is this fantastic setting that environs around or the city nearby to Castle Zagyg, which they published the upper works for Castle Zagyg in 2005. Fingers crossed, that will be some of the next projects that we're able to bring out. But right now you can pre-order it, and I think Chuck has put up links, hopefully, in our chat to those things.
Which things?
Not yet.
Not yet. That's the links to you. I did you first.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, the most important thing.
Of course.
Totally. It's all about this guy right here. Yeah. Who has two thumbs and loves himself? This guy right here.
So here's the link to the store for everybody right now.
Okay.
I'll be posting.
Available on the
Folks, I'll be putting links into the show notes. I'll make links as a pinned comment. We'll listen a little bit more to Luke. He'll explain what's going on.
Trollord Game Store, right up front and live. You don't have to search around anywhere. It'll say, "Hey, get a free Castles and Crusades players book," right? If you want. And then next to that, right. pre-order Yggsburgh. And again, this went out of print in end of December 2008 was the last time you could buy Yggsburgh. So this is the classic version of the book. It's generally goes for, I don't know, 150, 200 bucks or more, something like that.
More generally,
more than that.
About 350 to 450. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, 350 or 450. We're only going to charge you 250 for this, right? No, it's less than that. Are you telling me?
It is less than that.
These guys, man.
I think
this is for the low price of $65. That's a deal. That's a steal.
Actually, it's a very good price and includes the PDF now. I don't believe there's a PDF for this prior.
Probably buy one for put on your shelf and one to play with at that price. I mean, how could you not?
And you get a PDF with it that has working bookmarks now. So.
All right, so maybe there was a PDF before. This one has working bookmarks. Okay.
With the PDF. So not only can you have one on your coffee table, you can also have one ready for play, right? This thing is 256 pages of material. It comes with a gorgeous and glorious map that is in the back that folds out. If I'm smart enough to figure out how to fold it out, I'll show you. And this map is done by none other than Darlene, the artist, who did the amazing Greyhawk map from way back in the day. So that's all included. This is exactly the same book as it was available in 2005. The only difference will be the numbering on the spine. Instead of TLG 8050, it'll be TLG 80502, so that you can tell the difference if you're one of those collectors and need to know the difference there. But otherwise, it will have all of the information that you need in there. This describes, I don't know. Steve, you worked on this and are more intimately knowledgeable on it. So go ahead and give people a quick overview of what's included in the 256 pages of Yggsburgh.
So the Yggsburgh campaign setting was the launch point for the Upper Works Castle Zagyg. Oh, I keep saying Upper Works. That's just the first box set of Castle Zagyg. I keep getting that confused in my head. Castle Zagyg is the monstrous castle, of course, that Gary created over many years of playing. Upper Works was the first box set that we did in publishing in Castle Zagyg. Now, Yggsburgh is the town that is near Castle Zagyg and the Eastmark or the environs near Castle Zagyg, and I'm certain if we were to dig through the lore, and Luke, you probably know this, it was probably attached to the Yggsburgh was attached to Greyhawk and all of that stuff, and some, and however Gary developed that material. But
so now, we're talking about the upper works. There were other material that was outlined, written by Gary. There was stuff that probably Jeff Talanian worked on that never got published that Troll Lord has been sitting on for the last decade and a half. If this does well, if the pre-orders are strong, then it will likely encourage not just the trustee, but Troll Lord Games to do further works on it. Now, mind you, this stuff is written for Councils and Crusades. That is the Troll Lord home system. And they're stepping away from 5e, like many publishers have after the OGL fiasco. Now, I have my book. It's packed away on a shelf, but I'm going to definitely get the for $65 the new version. Now, there's talk about bringing back what was it, the Counting Crew and all these other world builder series of Gary's, reprinting the Gord the Rogue novels, possibly bring back Legendary Adventures. I'd like to see that system come back. I'd like to see it come back as a viable living system that is being updated, maybe get tweaked by somebody before it comes out. But I'd like to see the stuff come back. So I am very excited. I am happy for the Gygax family, the kids. I am happy for Troll Lords, but most especially, I am happy for this community. This has been long overdue. This IP has been sitting and rotting for years. For years. For no good reason. For no good reason. I could surmise, I could make some guesses, I could make some assumptions as to why. But the reality is, I've never heard a good reason as to why this IP has been set on for 15 years. So, folks, that's your news for today. As always, be safe, be well, God bless, roll those dice, roll them well. I don't believe there's a live stream tonight. I know there's no live stream tomorrow night. I will be at the Jimmy Dore concert. Ooh. Wow, that concert, comedy show. And other than that, folks, as always, be safe, be well, God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well. But I will be back again tomorrow with another video. Maybe more news. We shall see. All right, folks. God bless. Catch you later.